Get ready. Alton Towers in the UK is a historic theme park given its location on the grounds of an old stately home. Of course, we did put out a video on hidden gems in Alton Towers a couple of years back, and based on its popularity we've decided to come back and give you 6 more. If you haven't already seen part 1, be sure to check it out after this one. You don't really need to watch them in any particular order, so we'll leave a link to that one at the end of this one. Before we jump in, we have an exciting competition that you can enter in this video. We're giving you a chance to win 2 tickets to Alton Towers this summer. What you need to do is make sure you're subscribed to our channel, like this video, and leave a comment underneath saying the name of your favourite ride in Alton Towers. Once you've done those 3 things, you'll be in with a chance to win. One winner will be chosen in a month's time on the 15th of June, and you'll be able to pick any day you want to visit. So remember, subscribe to our channel, like this video, and comment underneath with the name of your favourite Alton Towers ride. We'll let the winner know by replying to their comment. Anyway, let's get into the hidden gems. Get ready. Number 6. The Wicker Man Alphabet. The Wicker Man is a wooden roller coaster built in 2018 and is widely considered one of the best coasters in the UK at present time. As you make your way to the ride and through the queue, you may see some unusual runic symbols around the place. They have at times sold merchandise decoding these symbols, but you can also find translators online that are mostly accurate, although we're pretty sure the I and K on this one are incorrect. If you look on the side of the tunnel of the ride, you will see symbols that spell out "Feed the Flames", a term used widely in the ride's marketing campaign. You will also encounter massive wicker symbols in the queue that spell out "Fire", and litter bins throughout the queue that simply spell out "Wicker Man". Close to the entrance to the ride, a plaque reads that you are entering the territory of the Bjornen, an ancient community that lives in the woods near Alton Towers. Symbols on this sign read Bjornen, Feed the Flames, and Be Chosen, another term used throughout the ride and its marketing. The alphabet is a nice hidden gem that can keep you occupied throughout the queue line, and also embellishes the ride with immersive details that might go over the heads of some. The symbols are everywhere around this ride, so let us know if you've decoded any more that we didn't mention. Number 5. The for sale signs outside the Curse at Alton Manor. The recently opened Curse at Alton Manor is a new dark ride that is deeply layered in its own right, and also steeped in Alton Towers history. We've got more hidden gems about this ride later on this list, but for now we're just talking about the for sale signs found outside the attraction. The premise of the ride, without giving too much away, is that Alton Manor is for sale and you're attending a viewing. Obviously, they've been having trouble selling it because there are signs from many estate agents who have listed the property. Some of these companies are Sparks Estates and Wardley Estate Agents. To Alton Towers fans, these names will be familiar, but for those who don't know, John Wardley and the Spark Group were the designers of the original haunted house attraction that was once here. This ride originally opened in 1992, and that's referenced on the Wardley sign too. It's also referenced in the sale price of Alton Manor, which is listed at £1,992,000. A sign on the gate reads Taylor and Millington Estate Agents. Millington references Yvette Millington, who is Merlin's UK Resorts Project Director. We weren't able to find any information on Taylor though. If you know who that references, please let us know in the comments below. Lastly, a sign on the house itself reads Burton and Ward. Burton refers to John Burton, who was the creative lead designer on the Curse at Alton Manor. Again, we couldn't find a ward attached to this ride. It may be another reference to John Wardley, but we're not 100% sure on that, so let us know below if you know more about it. Number 4. The Talbot Hounds. At the entrance to Hex, 2 dog statues guide your way into the stately home and into the queue for this ride. They have been guarding this door for the best part of 200 years. Of course, that shouldn't be too surprising given the history of Alton Towers, but the real hidden gem is that these dog statues are based on a breed of dog that is now extinct. The Talbot Hound was a hunting dog that was common in England hundreds of years ago. As you may know, many Earls of Shrewsbury lived in Alton Towers in the 19th century, and their surname was Talbot. It's unknown whether the dog was named after the family surname or vice versa, but the two are closely linked throughout history, with the Earl of Shrewsbury's coat of arms being supported by 2 Talbot Hounds. This can actually be seen above the door into Hex. Interestingly enough, it seems like the Talbot Hound breed disappeared towards the end of the 18th century, decades before Alton Towers was fully built. Were the statues built in memory of the extinct breed? Unfortunately, this information seems lost to the hands of time. However, it's a nice bit of history to ponder next time you pass the guard of the Talbot Hounds. Number 3. The Gangsta Granny Q Game. Gangster Granny the ride opened in 2021 and was a very welcome addition to Alton Towers that often focuses on big thrills over immersive dark rides. To embellish this experience, there's actually a mobile game that guests can play while queuing for this ride. A QR code outside the ride will take you to a web page where you can play as Ben and Granny on a scooter, collecting jewels, coins and crowns while avoiding cannonballs, a foreshadowing of perhaps what's to come on board the ride. This is preceded by a cinematic scene that shows Ben and Granny escaping a castle with the police in tow. You can unlock different photo templates by getting higher scores in the game, and your scores accumulate, which is helpful because it's actually quite a hard game. It's not the best mobile game you'll ever play, but we're always in favour of anything that will keep us occupied in a queue. And having a game tied into the ride you're about to go on is a great touch by Alton Towers. In truth, you actually don't have to be in the queue to play it, you just need the URL code, which we'll leave in the description below if you want to try it out at home. Number 2. The Bear Cave. A couple of people mentioned this one in the comments of part 1, so we've decided to throw it in, though it's hard to find any verifiable information about it. In the gardens of Alton Towers, underneath Prospect Tower, there is a cave with 2 entrances, although one is more like a window. If Alton Towers fan sites are to be believed, a black bear used to live in this cave that was owned by one of the Earls of Shrewsbury. Back in the 1850s, he would entertain passing guests, and would have been considered one of Alton Towers' big attractions long before any coasters were built. If you Google this story yourself, you'll find a lot of Alton Towers fan sites repeating the same information about how when he died he was stuffed and brought into the towers, and that his current whereabouts are unknown, but in truth there doesn't seem to be any reputable evidence of any of this or the origin of these stories. It seems to us like it could be a bit of a folktale of Alton Towers, but if you know any more information about it, please do reach out to us in the comments below, because we'd love to know more about this story. One thing we know for sure is that the cave really does exist, so you should definitely check that out next time you're visiting Alton Towers. It's an interesting place in the park nonetheless. Number 1. The Attraction Graveyard. If you're familiar with our channel, you may know that we have a series called Attraction Graveyard, where we outline defunct attractions from parks all around the world. Alton Towers have stepped it up though, and built a real attraction graveyard in the queue line for the Curse at Alton Manor, referencing some of the lost rides of Alton Towers. They're pretty subtle about it though. As you make your way through the queue, you'll see lots of headstones around, and not all of them reference old attractions. But some of the ones we did spot were references to the Black Hole, an old coaster where the Smiler now stands, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, a dark ride replaced by the Alton Towers Dungeon, Jewel, which of course was the ride that used to be where the Curse at Alton Manor is now, Air, which was the previous name of Galactica, Around the World in 80 Days, a very old dark ride where the Alton Towers Dungeon is now, and Ripsaw, an old flat ride in the Forbidden Valley. There might be some we've missed, so do let us know if you spotted any more. There is also a reference to Oblivion on one of the headstones, though Oblivion is still running, which is slightly perplexing, but perhaps we're reading too much into that. The queue line is an amazing homage to the Alton Towers of the past, and another key reason why we think the Curse at Alton Manor is a brilliant addition to the park. On board the ride, you'll also find lots of references to old and current rides throughout, but we couldn't film in there, so you'll have to find those ones yourself. In promotional material alone, you can see references to the Wild Mouse, Around the World in 80 Days, and Corkscrew. There's plenty more for Alton Towers fanatics to discover in there though. If you enjoyed this video, check out part 1 if you haven't seen it already. A link to that video will be on screen now. Again, if you haven't already, be sure to enter our competition to win 2 tickets to Alton Towers by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and commenting below with the name of your favourite Alton Towers ride before the 15th of June. Do you know of any more hidden gems in Alton Towers? Be sure to let us know in the comments below. And now you're ready.